Sean Diddy Combs' explosive federal trial just reached day 17, and the courtroom drama hit an entirely new level. After weeks of shocking allegations and disturbing testimonies, Diddy's own social media came back to haunt him in the most unexpected way. His former assistant, testifying under the pseudonym Mia, has accused the music mogul of many horrific things. But now, Diddy's lawyers are using her own words against her, digging up years of glowing Instagram posts and birthday messages to suggest her accusations are not what they seem. Is this a textbook case of psychological manipulation, or could it flip the entire trial upside down? What emerged on day 17 has everyone questioning what's real and what's staged. On the witness stand, Mia painted a chilling picture of her time working closely with Sean Diddy Combs, claiming that behind his public persona lay a dark reality. She detailed moments of terror, describing how Combs allegedly threw objects at her in fits of rage, threatened her repeatedly, and even assaulted her 3 separate times, including one horrifying incident where she claimed he attacked her while she was sleeping in his Los Angeles home. Her testimony left the courtroom stunned, revealing disturbing allegations that seemed to expose a shocking hidden side to one of hip-hop's most iconic figures. Mia's story was raw, emotional, and deeply unsettling, but it wouldn't go unchallenged. But Combs' defense wasn't about to let Mia's devastating accusations go unchallenged. Attorney Brian Steele took an aggressive approach, combing through years of Mia's social media posts to uncover messages that painted a drastically different picture of their relationship. With posts filled with praise and affection, Steele confronted Mia in court, highlighting glowing birthday wishes where she called Diddy a legend and thanked him enthusiastically for being the good kind of crazy. The lawyer argued these posts directly contradicted the disturbing image Mia had just described, strategically implying she had exaggerated or fabricated her trauma. As Mia sat on the stand, forced to explain these seemingly conflicting statements, the courtroom tension soared, turning what was already an intense trial into a psychological showdown. Faced with relentless questioning, Mia refused to back down, passionately defending her claims in the face of apparent contradictions. Rather than deny the authenticity of the social media posts, she openly acknowledged writing them, offering the courtroom a powerful explanation. Mia described vividly the confusing, manipulative cycle she endured, explaining how the highs were very high, and how in those moments of reprieve, praise, and affection became survival tactics. Her voice grew louder and more emotional as she emphasized how the cheerful public persona she projected online never truly reflected the profound pain and trauma she experienced behind closed doors. Mia's unflinching testimony gave jurors a raw glimpse into the complex realities faced by victims of abuse, making it clear that appearances can be deceiving, especially in the age of social media. But Combs' defense didn't stop at social media. They went even deeper, pulling out a meticulously crafted birthday scrapbook Mia had personally created for Combs. Attorney Brian Steele displayed the scrapbook to the jury, emphasizing heartfelt messages written by Mia, wishing Combs happiness and encouraging him to enjoy life's fleeting moments. The lawyer sharply questioned her intentions, challenging Mia on how she could possibly dedicate such affectionate gestures to someone she claimed had caused immense trauma and ruined her life. Mia, however, stood her ground firmly, calling the situation exactly what it was: textbook psychological manipulation. She explained that at the time she made the scrapbook, she was young, deeply manipulated, and trapped in a toxic cycle she couldn't yet understand. To Mia, the seemingly affectionate gesture wasn't proof of fondness. It was simply evidence of how complex and twisted her life under Combs' influence had become. As the cross-examination intensified, the courtroom felt the emotional weight of every exchange. Combs' attorney, Brian Steele, repeatedly pressed Mia on why she remained loyal. Why make a scrapbook and celebrate the man you claim traumatized you and your sister Cassie Ventura? Steele demanded, referencing Mia's close relationship with Diddy's ex-girlfriend. But Mia didn't crumble. She responded fiercely and directly, telling Steele, "It's a lot more complicated than the way you framed that." Her powerful retort, "Ask any victim's advocate and they could explain it better," brought an electrifying tension into the courtroom. Jurors watched closely as Mia made it clear she wouldn't be shamed into silence, her voice firm and animated, providing a vivid reminder of how difficult it is for survivors to navigate the blurred lines between survival and perceived loyalty. The defense then pulled another dramatic twist, bringing forward heart-wrenching text messages Mia had sent after discovering that Combs planned to dissolve the film company she'd devoted her life to. In these messages, Mia desperately expressed thoughts of harming herself, revealing just how deeply tied she had become to this toxic environment. Attorney Brian Steele seized these texts, implying that Mia's devastation contradicted her claims of wanting to escape from Combs. But Mia didn't back down. Instead, she described the painful paradox she faced at that moment, explaining to jurors how leaving Combs, despite the trauma she endured, felt like losing the only world she'd known for years. Her voice shook with emotion as she articulated the overwhelming fear and confusion she experienced, a powerful reminder that escaping often feels impossible, even when freedom lies within reach. In a stunning revelation, Mia told jurors that Combs allegedly attempted to reach out to her multiple times after Cassie Ventura filed her explosive lawsuit, which ultimately triggered Combs' current federal charges. Mia described how Combs' bodyguard, known as D-Rock, casually contacted her to downplay Cassie's allegations, hinting they were exaggerated by calling the violent episodes normal couple fights. Feeling deeply unsettled by the encounter, Mia was even more shocked when Combs himself tried to directly reach out, sending a text asking to speak to her privately. In court, Mia recounted vividly how she panicked upon receiving his messages, throwing her phone across the room and fleeing outdoors. Prosecutors planned to support her testimony, with evidence showing Combs employed similar tactics to silence other alleged victims, offering financial incentives in exchange for loyalty or silence. Mia's gripping testimony painted a chilling picture of how wealth and influence might be used to manipulate and control the narrative. In an unexpected twist that sent shockwaves beyond the courtroom, former President Donald Trump publicly hinted that he might consider pardoning Sean "Diddy" Combs if the music mogul is convicted. Speaking casually to reporters, Trump revealed he hadn't ruled out a pardon, stating cryptically, "Nobody's asked yet, but I know people are thinking about it." Trump highlighted their shared history as New York entrepreneurs and reality TV stars, reminiscing about how Combs once admired him before politics changed their relationship. This surprising revelation added yet another layer of intrigue, leaving the public questioning how politics, celebrity status, and power might collide to shape the outcome of one of the year's most gripping trials. As Sean "Diddy" Combs' explosive trial continues, the twists and turns keep everyone guessing. Mia's emotional testimony, challenged by her own past words, has opened up critical conversations about psychological manipulation and the complex realities of abuse. But with high-powered attorneys, shocking new evidence, and even former President Trump suggesting a possible pardon, one question stands above the rest. In a world where fame, money, and influence often blur the truth, can justice truly prevail? Or will power once again write its own ending?